What is the approximate cost of a college education? And feel free, if you'd like, to distinguish public and private.
These are ballpark estimates.
Sure.
You know, today's public university with tuition fees, room and board universities may cost a student $25,000 in some cases for a large public university. Tuition fees, room and board, miscellaneous expenses such as books and supplies, it may be $25,000. That may translate into 40 or 45,000 if it is a private institution.
Sure. How do the New England regional tuition agreements work?
My understanding of those agreements are that a particular major is not offered in the state of a student's resident. That student may attend another New England institution that's part of this agreement for a slightly reduced rate. So it would not be the out-of-state rate, but it would not be quite as low as the in-state rate. It's kind of something in between that allows a student a break on the price because that program is not offered in his or her home state.
As costs go up, have you seen applications decline in recent years?
We have not seen a decline in applications. We are very fortunate that the institution is quite committed to assisting as far as providing financial aid resources for students who would not otherwise be in a position to attend the institution. So as the cost of education increases, the financial aid budget has also increased.
Sure.
So now I can't speak to other institutions, but that's the way it's worked here.
What trends do you see coming down the pike to make education more affordable and accessible to most kids?
The continuation of the institution's commitment to and state's commitment to financial aid is certainly, that's at the top of my list as a financial aid administrator, because I think as with many things in our in our country, prices increase. There's an inflation, so as costs increase, as long as we keep pace and with the funding to assist the families who have no other means of paying college tuition, then I think that's my preferred solution.
According to the U.S. Department of Education, students are defaulting at private schools at a rate of 22% on their student loans. It's about half of that at a public institution. What do you think accounts for it? Is it that kids don't get jobs right away, or they have insufficient income to pay the high cost of a college education?
I'm thinking, and I've read a little about this recently, I'm not certain the students fully understand that there are options early on. There are options. I think the federal government realizes that everyone doesn't exit the university and enter the workforce right away. And those who do enter the workforce right away may not make a very high salary as entry-level employees. But there are several student loan repayment options that take that into consideration, that a student earlier in their career is going to be making less, so their payments are slightly lower early on. There's also recognition that some students may need longer than the 6 months after graduation to find a job, and there are deferments available for students who are certainly seeking employment but have not yet secured those employment.
The students got to get very active once they graduate to see what options are available if they feel they can't make the payments.
Exactly, and then to stay in touch with the lender, or the government, I guess we would say, the Department of Education, throughout their search for their employment, because the Department of Education wants to work with the students and doesn't want to see students default.
Sure.
But if the students don't stay in touch with them, the department will have no way of knowing that, oh, it's just a matter of, the student still looking for a job, or the student needs somewhat of a reduced repayment plan to start, for the first couple years of employment.
What is the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program?
Students who go into public service positions, I don't know all of the details on the program that don't come to mind, but what I recall is, I think it's if the student agrees to work and does secure a position in public service, that should count as their, as maybe perhaps a portion of their student
Yes.
loans are forgiven, because there's recognition in, number one, some of the public service positions do not have the salaries that, or offer salaries that are comparable to those who may go into law or something that, may pay a little bit more. The country certainly needs public servants, and this is certainly kind of makes it a win-win
It
for
certainly
those
does.
whose hearts are in the right place and they want to serve.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, the leader of reform in legal education and the leader in multimedia education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to mslaw.edu.